And a happy all in to you. I figure we'll start just a tiny bit early. I'm not going to start officially the show yet, but I figured I'd give people a moment or two to show up. But yes, a happy all in to you, Dragon John. You know what happened today? This is a true story. Absolutely true. I was putting together the show. I thought I had the show put together. Smackdown, All In, Ring of Honor, Saturday night's main event, Women's Evolution. And I was all done. I was like, God, that was a lot. And then I was sitting here and I went, oh, fuck. Great American Bash. I forgot about the Great American Bash. And no disrespect to any of the talent. It's not their fault. But fucking what you call it? Yeah, the SuperCard of Honor. I caught a little bit of it. It was very good. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Should we start? You know what? We probably could just start. Probably. Nah, we'll give it 2 minutes. How about that? We'll start at the usual time. Maybe I'll do a commercial for Big Lou. There's no Big Lou. It's just me and you. By the way, this is with Superman. This weekend, I got this in Warner Brothers World in Abu Dhabi. So Superman, right there. A lot of people asking about my trip to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. I gave this t-shirt, the same shirt, to a friend of mine. So I had to wait until he opened his shirt because I didn't want to spoil it. Also, I went to Dragon Mart, which is like if Temu was a mall. Went to Dragon Mart, and they have look at this beautiful thing I bought. Look at that, Batman, Avengers Endgame, and I think he says, Hey, shut up. Oh, crap. Oh, there we go. And you can see there's everyone's favorite scene from Endgame with Batman right there. There's Batman, of course. Everyone loved Batman in Avengers. I mean, come on. Could never take it out of the box, but it's beautiful. Anyway. All right, shall we? What time is it? 05? Let's see here. Do we need to talk about Reagan Gold? Do we need to talk about Big Lou? You like Captain Spider? Who doesn't like? What about Night Monkey? He's pretty good too. Anyway, well, let's, I'm going to hit record for the Observer. Hang on. Let's do this real quick. All right. I appreciate you guys being here, by the way. All right. Well, guess what? It's Wrestling Observer Live. And we're live 7 days a week. Even though we're not on the radio today or on the Observer YouTube. We're just here on my YouTube at Jim Valley because I'm still locked out after that hack from about a month ago. Something like that. You know, it's funny, that hack thing. I got an email saying that I had lost credentials to the Observer website. And I was like, I didn't know about the hack yet. And I was like, oh no, am I getting fired? Am I getting laid off? I thought it was a preview of something to come. But no, I am still here, live, 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Sundays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. And Saturdays, even though it's packed in with everything else, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's Jim Valley.
That's the most exciting type of Valley.
The effing king of recovery.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but toot.
Back because of the fans.
Each and every one of you.
The largest collection of STD having trailer park trash the Rock has ever seen.
You all fat, neck-bearded, mouth-breathing trolls.
They don't have adrenaline in their soul.
And it's Saturday. And you know what that means.
It is time to have a talkie talk.
It's maybe more of a Grappy Graps weekend. Oh my God. A weekend filled with more wrestling than even the biggest nerd in the biggest black t-shirt, in the biggest basement, with the biggest big gulp of Mountain Dew could handle. But let's add one more morsel of wrestling content. Wrestling Observer Live Saturday. We'll call this Less Than 0 Hour. SuperCard of Honor last night. Everybody raving about that. AEW All In coming up in less than 2 hours as we're doing this right now. Saturday night's main event tonight. And it looks like WWE is putting everything into this show. Goldberg's retirement, big angles expected with Jelly Roll, and maybe the speculation is Seth Rollins. Great American Bash tonight, which dozens of people will probably enjoy. And Sunday is Women's Evolution 2. So we have got so much stuff to cover. And let's be honest, it's annoying. Hi, David. How are you? It's good to see you. Yeah, over 25,000 for All in Texas as I'm watching 0 Hour right now on YouTube. It's hard to tell, but the crowd looks pretty great. I mean, it looks good. So, I mean, when you talk about, Dave has talked about it, when you talk about non-WWE cards in the history of wrestling, this is going to be, one of the biggest. And that's great for a challenger brand. And with all the things that WWE has thrown at it, it's very impressive. But let's talk about SuperCard of Honor last night. I mean, we're talking about a lot of amazing shows and a lot of amazing matches. Blake Christian in the 0 Hour actually got a win. He defeated Jay Lethal with the Vanilla Choke Zero. Evil Uno, John Silver, Alex Reynolds defeated Preston Vance, Griff Garrison, and Cole Carter from the fraternity, the frat house, thanks to a distraction from -1, which, if you remember long-term booking, it was Preston Vance when he took off his mask, no longer, what was he, number 10? He was distracted by -1 because he attacked -1 when he first turned and became Preston Vance. So Evil Uno clotheslined him, got the pin on Vance. The M&M collection, along with Johnny TV and Taya Valkyrie, announced their new cologne, Seed. We've come a long way from arrogance. Seed, put it inside you, or something like that. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I should have mentioned spoilers. I'm sorry, Luke. I'm sorry. I suck. Spoiler alert. Anyway, but this is the 0 Hour, so we're still okay. We haven't gotten to the main card. Diamante defeated Lady Frost, and Marshall and Ross Von Erich defeated Tony Nese and Arya Davari for the pre-show. The main show opened up with, I mean, Hechicero, that guy is amazing. That guy does so much stuff. And you look at him, I mean, he looks like he's going to be just a base in Lucha. But that guy is just amazing. I was still blown away by that match he had with Bryan Danielson. Just incredible. But Hechicero faced Michael Oku. Recommended match. A.R. Fox, along with Atlantis Jr., Lee Johnson, and Adam Priest in a $50,000 four-way. A.R. Fox, they're calling him, what, the human replay reel? Something like that. Lee Moriarty and Blue Panther, ROH Pure Championship. Again, I mean, just match after match. And when you think about it, oh, you're talking about just for All Out. Okay. No worries. Okay. Well, then we'll do them. Hang on. We'll do the spoilers. I didn't want to ruin anything for you. I have a lot of guilt. Hechicero defeated Michael Oku with a spiking head scissors. Again, Hechicero, he is amazing. Michael Oku hit a springboard moonsault, the lion salt, and Hechicero turned it into a cross arm breaker, Fujiwara armbar. It was, how does this guy do these things? And A.R. Fox won a match. He won the Fatal 4-Way over Atlantis Jr., Lee Johnson, and Adam Priest. He used sort of like, I guess, a springboard destroyer. I don't know what you'd call it. Lee Moriarty retained the ROH Pure title over a Blue Panther. He's now the longest reigning Pure champion, breaking Nigel McGuinness's record. Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara defeated Carly Bravo and Sean Dean, the Infantry, to retain the ROH World Tag Team Championships. After the match, Shane Taylor Promotions attacked Dustin and Sammy, bringing out the Von Erichs, setting up an 8-man tag for 0 Hour, Sons of Texas versus Shane Taylor Promotions. Nick Wayne, another great match, took on Teton to retain the ROH TV title. And Christian came out and held up Nick's hand, obviously some sort of something to do with All In coming up later today, I'm sure. Mina Shirakawa defeated Miyu Yamashita and Yuka Sakazaki. It's hard to say those back to back. And Persephone to become the interim ROH Women's Television Champion because Red Velvet was injured and she could not compete. So Mina is the interim Women's Champion. And whenever Red Velvet comes back, they will face off for the actual title. Again, another great match. Athena defeated Thunder Rosa for the Women's Championship, held on to the title. And afterwards, Athena announced she's in the Casino Battle Royal. And another thing, Billy Starks. Love Billy Starks. What a talented young woman showing ability and instincts oftentimes beyond her years. But I thought at times her gear and her hair, she dyes it. If you're going to go with the dyed hair, go all in. And she was all in. It was fully blue. But the thing with the blue hair sometimes, or any of the dyed hair, it's like if you grow it out or it's washed out, it doesn't look good, particularly on television. And I thought, that's the gear. That's the look Billy Starks need. I was very happy. That seems to be kind of the missing puzzle piece, I feel, for Billy Starks. And in the main event, going almost 30 minutes, a match of the year candidate. I mean, Bandito is, in my opinion, when he came back in New York and he attacked Chris Jericho and he injured himself. And he's had, after that, he was on kind of a cold streak. But ever since, I think going to Arena Mexico, he has been on a hot streak. And I'm very, very happy for him. Because I was like, oh no. But no, he has been great. And look, Takeshita lost the fall clean. Went for the Raging Fire. Bandito rolled him up, got the pin. And, they have definitely launched Bandito with, a big win. Not a sneaky win with interference, not a cheap win, but a big win over a big star in a great match. And nothing but props to Takeshita for doing everything he could do for Bandito in that match. So that is fantastic. Definitely a match of the year candidate. Afterwards, Hechicero came out, so he appears to be the next challenger. And also, they announced Shiri is coming to Ring of Honor. So Shiri is going to be, in Ring of Honor. That's pretty cool. Someone mentions, I'm watching it now, they've got the panel going on for the 0 hour. And the mayor of Arlington, his name is Jim Ross. And right now, they're talking with someone from DraftKings. God, look, if you go to DraftKings, great. Great. But seriously, how big of a gambling problem do you have to bet on pro wrestling? Seriously. If you bet on pro wrestling, get some help. Yeah, Takeshita has been amazing for years. And you know something? This is the difference between AEW philosophy and WWE philosophy. You let people shine. I'm a grown-up. Wrestling is populist entertainment. Love it. And there's nothing wrong with something anyone can watch and enjoy and pick up on right away. Nothing wrong with that. But, and I get the philosophy of building to a main event, and that's the star, or whatever the match is that you're highlighting. And you don't want anyone to outshine that. But at the same time, I'm like, if you need to protect the main event, maybe they shouldn't be the main event. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So to put on a match of the year candidate on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view the night before your biggest show, that shows a lot of confidence in your stars. That shows a lot of confidence in the show. And it also, if they're putting that on Ring of Honor, what are we going to see tonight at All In? Someone in the chat says, I feel pretty bad for the women on Evolution. They are in an unenviable situation. Is there any way the company won't use the probable poor numbers against them? Well, look, if they're poor numbers, they can just say, oh, it was the women. And I think they did this build terrible, probably somewhat on purpose. That's what I think. So you can say, oh, the build was short, and it was the women, and da-da-da, and there was this, and there was Saturday night's main event. There was Great American Bash. I feel sorry for them, too. At least you remember there's a women's pay-per-view. I totally forgot about the Great American Bash. But I don't know. Yeah. And forget WWE's MO. Forget WWE. TKO's MO is to hurt their competition with their petty counter-programming. And it's relentless. It is. And I mean, I understand that WCW, they let the door open just a little bit, and there was those vaunted 83 weeks, which Eric Bischoff, some 30 years later, is still living off of. And ironically, Madison Rayne is on the pre-show. She looks great. Wow, she looks good. Looks good. Look at her. Good for Madison Rayne. Where was I? The counter programming. McDonald's doesn't mention Burger King. And Coke doesn't mention Pepsi, maybe on rare occasions. But by and large, they don't. And I've worked in the past for radio stations that were number one. And number one stations don't mention the competition. Why acknowledge them? If you're not number one, then you attack the competition. That's what you do. Now, if you're number one, you can use that position to your advantage. I mean, the Saturday night's main event is probably a good idea. But this is just too much. And people are going to choose the best, what they see as the best. And NXT is not considered the best. It's the minor league. That's just what it is. No disrespect to the talent. I'm not saying talent is minor league. Just it is produced as the AAA ball of WWE. So people will probably skip that. As far as women, oh, it's just women. Oh, they haven't done a good job. Oh, I don't like Charlotte. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. Oh, whatever. I mean, I think that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley could tear it up. But I think that's going to be about it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's just, I think that WWE, if they keep flooding the space, they risk hurting themselves too. And, they've been hot for a long time. And they're still hot. But this reminds me, I saw today on Blue Sky or something, that it's the 29th anniversary of when Dennis Rodman and Hulk Hogan faced DDP and Karl Malone at the Great American Bash. And that pay-per-view did well. And then the next month, WCW came back with Jay Leno. And that did okay. But it was like all WCW had. Because people were getting frustrated with the NWO and the endless Hulk Hogan and the pin of doom and all that stuff. The finger poke of doom and all of these things. All WCW had was gimmicks to rely on. And is Jelly Roll super popular? Yes, he is. I question physically how much he can do. But never know. He could surprise us. This just feels like too much gimmicks, and WWE needs to get back to just being the leader, doing yourself. And I don't know. All right, SmackDown. I'm going to do just the highlights. I don't have time for all this. Ain't nobody got time for this. Fatal 4-way match. Alexa Bliss defeated Kairi, Sol Ruca, and Roxanne Perez. Raquel Rodriguez got involved. And then Charlotte went over and dumped Raquel Rodriguez over the announce desk, allowing Alexa Bliss to hit the Twisted Bliss, or not, hit the Sister Abigail, rather, to defeat Kairi to get the pin on Kairi Sane. WWE Tag Team Championship. Man, WWE's throwing everything at the wall right now. That's why I think everything's going to happen tonight. Look for the most loaded Saturday night's main event ever. The Saturday night's main events have been lackluster, to say the most. This one is going to have everything. It's going to have Jelly Roll. It might even have a cash in for Money in the Bank. It's going to have this. It's going to have Goldberg. It's going to have this. It's going to have that. I mean, it's going to be as WWE can get. That's what I'm counting on tonight. Anyway, WWE Tag Team Champions, the Wyatt Six, Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, defeated the Street Profits to win the titles. A shocking moment, a feel-good moment for a lot of people, but Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis still need to wrestle. So we'll see how that goes and how long that lasts. Now, there's a whole opening segment with LA Knight and Solo Sikoa, who seems to be the only person who works every Smackdown. It's like Solo down or Smack Sikoa. Sikoa down. It's always Solo Sikoa working. You can count on Solo Sikoa every Friday night. LA Knight, Jimmy Uso, after they did a thing in the beginning of the show, it's your main event, defeated Solo and JC Mateo. And also Tama Tonga, and JC are now known as MFTs. I think it's my family tree, but first I thought it was MF Tongas. But anyway, after the match, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed attacked LA Knight, gave him the spear and the tsunami. So I think we'll see LA Knight with his ribs taped tonight. That's what I expect. Which, I mean, why can't Seth Rollins just beat LA Knight? I mean, if you're going to be the top guy, and we're doing this whole evolution from the early 2000s, if he's the Triple H, he should be winning. He should be beating him, no problem. Shouldn't need to soften him up, but there it is. Okay, so the most important thing they had a Jelly Roll concert. And look, this has been going on forever. Someone asked, what do I think of Jeff Cobb in WWE? Look, I think Jeff Cobb, I hope he's making a ton of money. I'm sure he is. He doesn't have to work very hard. You know, that dude is super athletic. He wrestled amateur. He has put a lot of miles on his body. I'm not saying he can't go, but come on, he's got to. So good for him. I mean, why not take this job? He could be a U.S. champion someday or something. I don't think. What? Adam Cole's not claimed to wrestle. Oh, geez. Oh, my God, injured again, baby. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Well, we'll see what happens. Jeez, Adam Cole. What did he do? Oh, that does suck. Oh, it's a four-way? Is that what we're doing? Interesting. Oh, there it is. No, that's a Casino Battle Royal. Interesting. Okay, so it's going to be Daniel Garcia, Dustin Rhodes, Kyle Fletcher, and Sammy Guevara. Oh boy, so it's going to come down to Fletcher and Garcia. Okay. Man, oh man, Adam Cole. Gosh. You know, I like everybody in Paragon. But I guess something happened in that collision match. Yeah. I'll have to go watch and pay more attention. That's too bad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad. Paragon has drug Adam Cole down. And it's like they have taken away, they've kind of, I don't know what it is, why did they take away Roddy's personality where he was saying people's names and things? Why did they do that? And let Kyle Fletcher be, or let Kyle O'Reilly. Kyle, you're not Kyle. Let Kyle O'Reilly be that weirdo that he is. I don't know, give them personalities. Don't just let them be generic wrestling guys. But that's just my thought. But okay, so it's now a 4-way. That should be a good match. So I'm guessing Dustin and Sammy are now off the opening match, off the 0 hour. That's my guess. All right. Excuse me. Real quick. So the Jelly Roll concert. If you've been watching since World Class, you know how this ends. Anytime Michael Hayes had a concert, or Jerry Lawler had a concert, or even in Portland, they did this in Portland with the Southern Rockers who can't sing. Anyway, so there's a Jelly Roll concert. Jelly Roll starts singing his song. Crowd's loving it. And Logan Paul comes out. And look, it was great. This was a great segment. You can't take anything away from this segment. Logan Paul was great. Everybody was great in this. Logan Paul comes out and he's like, we don't need influencers or celebrities or music stars or whatever you are. Don't come out here and insult my business. This ring is sacred. And he's saying all these things because, he's an influencer and all this stuff. But he's talking like he's Luthez. Then all of a sudden, Randy Orton comes out and Randy is just manic and indignant. Wait. You're saying this? You of all people have the balls to say, and then of course, Randy Orton gets attacked. Logan Paul, he gets the Claymore out of nowhere by Drew McIntyre. Then Logan Paul attacks him. So everybody's beating up Randy Orton. And Drew powders out. Logan's on Randy one last time. And Jelly Roll comes up, grabs Logan Paul by the hair. Logan makes a great face, a tremendous face. Oh my gosh. And he grabs him and throws him down by the hair. He sold it like $1 million. Logan Paul sulks and stalks back down the aisle and then takes a guitar and smashes it. Takes the drums from the concert and smashes those. And it was great. I mean, look, you can say whatever you want about stars in wrestling or whatever. I mean, this is stuff that has been gone on. I mean, Babe Ruth was in wrestling. Joe Louis was in wrestling. Bob Hope once did a thing in wrestling. Celebrities and wrestling predate 1985. But obviously, that's, probably where a lot of people know where it began. But I mean, it was good. So obviously it's SummerSlam. It's going to be Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre against Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. And it's going to be, Jelly Roll, obviously, he's lost some weight. But I don't know. Kind of looks a little like Big Daddy V, like Viscera or Mabel. So we'll see what he's what he's able to do. I mean, and these guys are all pros. And Logan Paul is athletic. They'll set up something for Jelly Roll to do, and they'll sell it like they were shot with a gun. So I'm not worried about it. It'll be a big deal. Jelly Roll is very popular. He's beloved. He's one of those stars right now that everybody loves. So this will be great. And I'm sure tonight he's going to be on Saturday night's main event, and they're going to do something big for television too. So look for that tonight. Also on the show, shocking, R-Truth defeated Aleister Black clean with a surprise roll-up. I did not expect that. We'll see what happens with Aleister Black and R-Truth, if this is setting something up or not. We shall see. And then also on the show, Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton had a face-off, and it was a face-off. They did a face-off, so they faced, and it was a face-off, so they faced, and it was off, and it was a face-off. So yeah, that was I have to quote Brian Alvarez, it was no buys. It was fine, but whatever. Hey, a lot of people saying couldn't wait to get back to WWE. Yeah, Black's happy he's back where he can job for only the top stars. Did I say R-Truth? I said, yeah, Ron Killings. No, I'm sorry, I said R-Truth, but Ron Killings. Sorry about that. Old habits. Okay, let's just get through this. Great American Bash. Like I said, literally tonight, this is true. I'm not joking. There's Josh Matthews. Oh my God. Josh Matthews is great. Wow, look at him. Wow. Look at him. He's on the pre-show. I did my WWE audition with Josh Matthews. I've told that story before. Yeah, there's Josh. There's Josh Matthews. Old Josh. Tried to screw me. Anyway, but there's Josh. Yeah, good for him. He's lasted a long, long time in this business. Good for him. Seriously, I mean that sincerely. Anyway, I thought I was done running down all this stuff. I was done. I had my show ready today. And I was like, crap. Forgot about the Great American Bash. Seriously. Oh, yeah. Okay, what's going on the Great American Bash? Okay. So Great American Bash, which I believe is not sold out center stage, which holds like a little over 900 people. It's my recollection anyway. Something like that, 1,000 maybe, something like that. It ain't big. So I want to know, with Ethan Page defending the North American Championship against Ricky Starks, did Tony fumble that? Couldn't sell out center stage. Did Tony fumble that? Now look, I like Ethan Page. I liked him as AEW. I like him now. I did say, however, that there was, when I see him on those toy hunting videos, he's very charming. He's very good. He can ad lib. He's very personable. And then in person with his character, it doesn't feel as real as he does in those videos. But I mean, it's very, very talented. Ricky Starks, I thought Ricky Starks came off very poorly in that Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about? Podcast. I thought he came off very arrogant, very full of himself. I thought that was very, I thought it came off very poorly. But I mean, here these guys are, and look, I'm joking because nobody's a draw by and large. It's the brand. So look, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, they didn't draw on AEW. They didn't draw here. And it's not their fault. That's just the way wrestling is. But again, Tony didn't fumble either one. Both got many, many chances. Many chances. There was something in that podcast Ricky Starks didn't mention. I wonder why. Anyway, let's run this down. Javon Evans versus Jasper Troy. Sorry about that. I imagine Javon Evans should win. Anyway, Ethan Page, Ricky Starks, falls count anywhere. There'll be some shenanigans in this matches. Sol Ruka defends the NXT North American title, her title, against Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, and Zaria. In the, against Izzy Dame with Tatum Paxley and Zaria in their respective corners. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe versus JC Jane and Fallon Henley. Tag team match there. And Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura for the NXT Championship. That should be a great match. That should be very good. I mean, Inamura is amazing, and they are obviously building Obafemi, so I'm sure it'll be a great match. Saturday night's main event. Gunther versus Goldberg, WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Goldberg's retirement match. Now look, I think WWE, they're going to do a big angle with Jelly Roll, with the Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton match. I think we're going to see something with Seth Rollins. Some people think Seth might cash in tonight. Maybe Goldberg wins. Then Seth cashes in on Goldberg. Gunther apparently is the favorite, but they want to do something big, don't they? They want to do something big to be the talk of the weekend. And something big would be Goldberg. Not just, Jelly Roll will be big too, but something for wrestling fans to talk about. But I could see Seth Rollins cashing in too. But tonight, because of this weekend, I expect big things out of Saturday's main event. The health of Hulk Hogan. I don't have any update. I just know what you know, what Bob the Love Sponge has talked about. I saw, what's the guy's name? Lee Cole. Lee Cole, he's got a channel. His brother was a ring boy. Lee Cole had a private investigator on who he says he believes. And Lee Cole, this investigator said, things are worse than we know. Now, is that true? I do not know. Do I trust Lee Cole? Sometimes I don't know. I don't know. So I don't, with Hulk Hogan, you never really know. You just, obviously he hasn't been seen in a couple of weeks. Now, does that mean he's in a coma? No, it could. Look, being in ICU, I was in ICU. Okay. Being in ICU, people think automatically you're unconscious. Not always. I was conscious much of the time when I was in ICU. Also unconscious a lot of the time in ICU. So being in ICU doesn't necessarily mean that he's unconscious. I mean, if people are saying, his wife or his girlfriend, his wife, right? Sky, yeah, his wife, they're married. Forgive me. So she says there's no coma or anything like that. That could be true. Like I said, from my experience, being in ICU just means they want to keep an eye on you, that you could go south at any time. You get extra care. If you're not in ICU, they check on you every now and then. They come around. But if you're in ICU, then you are getting a lot of treatment. You are getting, a lot of care. Nurses are paying attention. They're in all the time. Doctors are in, a lot of testing, a lot of things like that. So, it could be that he just doesn't want people to see him yet. It could be that, he is in ICU and he doesn't want Hulk Hogan to be seen. It could, with these people, Hulk Hogan is, you just don't know. You don't know with either of these people. So it's really hard to say. I wish him the best. He's got a brand new wrestling store that just opened in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. And, he obviously does for all these stores for the grand opening. Obviously, he makes an appearance. So I think a lot of people who are just fans who don't follow everything religiously are waiting for a Hulk Hogan appearance in Pigeon Forge in, weeks or a month or something. And, who knows how long it could be. And I'm not talking about, him passing away, but it may be that he is not, he could be, you never know. Well, that's another thing. My voice, this was caused by being intubated. When they put the tubes thing down your throat, the big, large plastic tube down your throat so it's not blocked. And because I was intubated so many times, it damaged my vocal cords. And if you leave it in too long, that's what happens. Now I also have, you can see this right here. This is a tracheotomy. I've had two. Let's see if you can get a closer look there. Yeah, there it is. You can see it right there. So I've had two right there. And if you need to be ventilated for more than like 2 weeks, they give you the trach. So I've had two. Think about that for a second. Anyway, so Hulk could be trached right now. Maybe. Now these are all theory. He could be up and around. He could be home and just trying to make himself look more like the Hulk Hogan that people expect. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't see. I know that Dolly and Hogan have done things in the past. I don't know what she would do right now, but we shall see. But this thing is very hush hush. You just don't know. Just don't know who to believe. All right, let's move on. Women's Evolution. You've got what do you got here? You got the Women's World Championship. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. You let them go. You let them do as much as they can and have a banger match. you end the show with that. Probably, I would think crowning Rhea Ripley because she's the woman. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. I hope this should be a simple match. Tiffany can't carry anyone. Trish, she does yoga, but I mean, she's getting up to my age too, but she's in great cosmetic shape. And obviously with yoga, she's very nimble and, she can still do some things, but also the bar for matches has changed from her era. No holds barred match, Jade versus Naomi. Royal Rumble for Women's Championship match at the Clash in Paris. This could be literally anybody. The Clash in Paris is going to sell out anyway, so we'll see what happens. But I think if this happens first, it'll be a tell to see who wins the women's match. NXT Women's Championship, Jason Jane versus Jordan Grace. You think Jordan Grace is going to come up to the main roster pretty soon. Tag Team Championship match, Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez defend against Kabuki Warriors, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, and Sol Ruka and Zarya. See what happens with Charlotte and Alexa Bliss. That seems to be the story. So there you go. It's just going to be a pay-per-view. Some of the chat says Slammiversary sold at 4,000 tickets. Yeah, that sounds about what they do, what TNA does these days. All right. Now then, the whole thing pisses me off. I'd like to talk about All In, but WWE's got to flood the space. So, we shall see. But anyway, TNA, 4,000 tickets. That's kind of their range. So, I mean, I could see them obviously doing more the closer we get. But I mean, hey, they're doing great for TNA. They've come back a long way. And maybe they're one of the few companies, maybe the only company that has benefited from a partnership with WWE. Oh yeah, Enzo Amore, he's back. Good luck. I hope he does well. I mean, I have no axe to grind with the guy. So there's apparently over 25,000 tickets sold for All In Texas, and watching it on the pre-show, it looks great. They are doing another one. Yeah, it's getting tiresome. It's like, you're WWE, act like it. It's like, I don't know. It just is. I don't know. You're the leader. You're fine. You're much more popular. But I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't ask me. I think tonight is going to be an amazing show. Hangman Page, Jon Moxley, AEW World Title. Some people have said I defended the Death Riders. Not really. Said it was a weird start, but Moxley's been cutting great promos. And I guess we've moved far enough away from it to that people are excited. People are very, very excited. So, I expect a lot of interference in this match. I expect a lot of Death Riders. I expect a lot of people coming out and helping, possibly even Swerve. We shall see. Omega versus Okada for the unified title. I think the unified title is a fine name, but I keep thinking about Jerry Lawler and the unified title in Memphis. I'm like, I hope no one pawns this unified title. Yeah, you're right, BJ. The counter-brooking is not ending anytime soon. You're exactly right. That's the question. What's in the briefcase? Is there something in the briefcase? Is the belt damaged? Is it just in there? Or is it something else? We shall see. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's maybe a new belt coming. That would make sense. Anyway, unified title, Omega, Okada. Omega is the favorite, but I don't know. We'll see in this one. This one's kind of a column. It's like, yeah, Omega's the star. People love Omega winning the title. But do you need babyface world champion and Hangman Adam Page and a babyface unified title, which is sort of below the world champion in another babyface? I don't know. We shall. This one's pick 'em. Mercedes Moné against Toni Storm. Mercedes is the favorite. I'm really looking forward to this match. And it's so annoying. It has been so annoying. You know, there's been the story about Charlotte Flair being the most bullied, criticized, whatever you want to call it, getting the most negative reaction of anyone in sports online. I would think Mercedes has got to be up there. People talking about how she has creative control. She wins again. It's like, this match is huge because Mercedes Moné has won. That's what you do. You build up two big stars and you put them together. That's called a money match. My God, people, their minds are just, they're melted. They are melted. And look, Mercedes Moné has had great match after great match after great match. This is going to be amazing. I have no doubt of that. These people, you know, it's like they bitch about parody booking and then they want parody booking. Look, Mercedes is a star. They're also, I'm sure, paying her a lot of money. Now look, I don't, she claims to be the highest paid women's wrestler in the world. Is she? Who knows? But I'm sure she's not making top ramen for dinner tonight. I know that. And when you're investing that much money in someone, you can't just job them out. What would she mean then? My God, people are so crazy. Shane Taylor Promotions, walking out dressed in black and yellow. They look great. Oh my God, the infantry looks great. They've got like yellow, but sort of camo, or is that tiger? Maybe I'm sorry, no, it's more like a tiger, I guess. But oh my God, yeah, they look great. That's some great gear. Oh my God, they look tremendous. I'm like the fashion designer. But I always try to make it clear that, I'm not criticizing the athlete or body shaming. I'm just saying, wear something that plays to your strengths. And this stuff they look great. Wow. They look like, and Shane had gear on, not those basketball shorts. He looks great. Oh, that's tremendous. Hats off to these guys. They look great. I guess the Sons of Texas, Dustin and Sammy, are doing double duty. Oh, and look, They're the Von Erichs. Wow. Just like Kerry, except in a smaller stadium. I don't know, I forget what the official number is for Parade of Champions 1. But still, let me guess. Is Kevin coming out? Is Kevin coming? Is Kevin coming? He's got to come out, correct? Right? Right? He's got to. It looks like, yeah, here he comes, right? Really? They're pointing to the back. Yeah, that's got to be Kevin, yeah. They're demanding the crowd. That's great for Texas. That's what you want to do. Here he comes. Here's Kevin Von Erich. He signed a Legends deal. You know, it was amazing. I saw a picture, an old picture of Kevin Von Erich, and I think it was a private picture. It was like around a pool. So he's wearing his trunks, and he's flexing. I think it's a picture with his wife. And, you know, Kevin Von Erich looked, compared to Kerry, he had like a swimmer's body. But he's standing there flexing, and my God, he was massive. He was massive. So that's great for Kevin Von Erich. I mean, as bad as some of the problems the Von Erichs have, you know, even though, you know, they may not have always been the best people at times, you still like to see that redemption story, and that's great. All right, Mercedes, Toni Storm. Personally, unless this story with Mercedes, they wanted to keep going, and they're gonna, but Toni, I think Toni's the hometown star. Toni's your star, you built. I think she needs to win. That's, unless there's something coming that I'm not aware of, that's my personal opinion. Hurt Syndicate defend the tag titles. Patriarchy, Jet Speed. The Hurt Syndicate have been almost like the Road Warriors in the sense that they look dominant and huge against everybody. And I thought the thing with Jet Speed and the Patriarchy was just what needed to happen. Can it happen again? Maybe. I mean, I know that Hurt Syndicate is favored, but, you know, the world champion is going to need challengers. And if Swerve and Ospreay lose, what challengers are going to be there? And I'm just wondering, could the Hurt Syndicate, is Bobby, could he be a guy? And certainly he can, whenever they want. So I'm just kind of wondering about that. And also, I mean, are we going to do the Bucks versus the Hurt Syndicate? I mean, that could be money. That could be interesting to see how that plays out, because there's such a size difference. But we shall see. Man, now all it looks great. The arena looks full. It looks tremendous. So that's great. It looks as good as any WWE show. As we know, it's going to be a 4-way for the TNT Championship. Daniel Garcia, Kyle Fletcher, Dustin, and Sammy. I would expect Fletcher, and it'll set something up for Garcia to challenge, or maybe vice versa. Either way, I think Garcia and Fletcher are going to be married for the title for a little while. Men's Casino Gauntlet match, future AEW World Title match. One would think that MJF has got to be the favorite. You know, with a heel, with a babyface world champion, you need a heel to win this match. Women's Casino Gauntlet, future AEW Women's World Title match. This could be anybody. It all depends. Mercedes obviously a heel. Toni a babyface, but She's very heelish with her babyface style. So it could be, I mean, they did an interview in the pre-show with Chris Statlander. Maybe she gets some help to win, perhaps, from the Death Riders. We shall see, but that could be good. But this show starts at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern in earnest, and it is going to be great. I am really looking forward to this. And look, you know what? I am fucking tired of having to apologize for watching AEW and liking AEW. I'm tired of it. I am sick of it. You know, there is this indoctrination. This common knowledge, if you will. And it has started with seriously, I'm not naming names, but with these industry podcasts. Because to stay in good graces, you've got to parrot the WWE talking points. And that's what they do. I was on Reddit or somewhere, and someone was talking about Sergeant Slaughter. Was he great as a heel? And Sergeant Slaughter is very talented. He goes all in and gives it his all. He had great matches with Hulk Hogan as a heel. Great matches. But, look, he did not draw. And that's not his fault. The Iraqi thing was tasteless at the time. People hated it. And look, it wasn't moved to the Los Angeles arena because of security. It was done because they didn't sell enough tickets. Think about it. How many tickets did they have to give back? Anybody ever talk about that? Anybody? Nobody does. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Who is out there now? There's 2 other Von Erichs, it appears. I can't tell who that is. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. But I'm so sick of this indoctrination. It's the Rhodes cousins. Never mind. It's Dustin's nephews. Never mind. That's who it is. Sorry. I didn't get a good look at them. Yeah, it's Dustin's nephews. I'm sorry. They're wearing cowboy hats. Sorry. Those big Texas hats. So anyway, I'm so sick of this indoctrination. And, they have done their best also to discredit Dave, to discredit Sean Ross Sapp, to discredit anybody. Anybody. And that's where we get this WWE disinformation. Some are saying, oh yeah, they lied about the All-In Wembley number. If you go to Wikipedia, it's not in the top 10 shows. I'm like, Wikipedia? And it's like, they believe the 93,000. They believe everything. It's amazing how this has happened. And it's the indoctrination has got to stop. It's like WWE is great. I'm not taking anything away from WWE, but understand that WWE is in the entertainment business. And a lot of time the numbers are for entertainment purposes only. And it's just, people think they're smarter now, but they're not. And it's frustrating as hell. And I'm not saying don't enjoy WWE or don't watch WWE, but my God, don't just take it with a grain of salt because, well, I was there. Well, they want a payday. That's what they're trying to do. They want a payday. And it's just frustrating. It's just frustrating as hell. And I don't know. I'm not going to let it ruin my weekend. I'm not going to let it cause any problems. And oh yeah, Kevin Von Erich just put the claw hold on Anthony Ogogo, and there was like a quadruple pin in the ring. So no surprise, the winners, your Sons of Texas. That's funny. Well, I'm saying don't watch WWE. That's somebody else. That's Techno Salami. That's a great name in the chat. That's funny. So there you go. Sons of Texas win. Why would you send the crowd unhappy? Come on. Bury Dustin in front of everybody. Anyway, it's just silly, but nice way to start the show. We're 47 minutes in. All right. Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm off Twitter. Because I just don't, one, the whole Elon Musk thing bothers me. It's like you're either in government or you're in the private sector. You're not both. And that's a huge, huge, huge conflict of interest. When you're making decisions that financially benefit you in government, that's wrong. It's a bad conflict of interest. But also, I just enjoy wrestling. And look, WWE is a nice product too. But, it's a formula. And I think also, that I think a lot of the fans, they've been here for like 5 years or so. And after, a few years, you kind of see the patterns. You see the formula. You also maybe get older, you discover girls or boys or whatever, and you move on to something else. And I think we're maybe starting to see some of that cycle with WWE. Are they still hot? Sure. But are things softening a bit? Yes. Where that level ends up remains to be seen. We could be at it now. We could be not. We shall see. So, all right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap up the show. Is there anything else? Have I talked for an hour and 12 minutes? Oh my God. All right. I'm just go and enjoy the show. Have a great time. It looks like it's going to be amazing. Watch Saturday night's main event if you want. Watch Great American Bash. Watch Women's Evolution. Watch everything and enjoy what you enjoy. And don't let these people, ruin it for you. Don't let these idiots get you down. Don't let the bastards get you down. At least that's my feeling. Yeah, enjoy your wrestling. I'm going to enjoy All In, and I'm very excited for it. I think it's going to be awesome. So anyway, enjoy. Thank you for being here. This is the end of Not So 0 Hour, Less Than 0 Hour. And, it's the, who's coming? Oh, it's the Don Callis family is out. Led by Lance Hoyt, Lance Archer, but it's all of them. But anyway, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys being here more than you realize. All right, enjoy the show. Talk to you later.